What is up, guys? JaretCampisi coming at you with another video. I'm really excited about this one. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a 1980s style wristwatch. Well, that's because today we're gonna be taking a look at the all-new FlyPro XEagle. Stay tuned.
You ought to know that nothing lasts forever.
Okay, so first off, let's talk a little bit about what comes in the box and what makes this drone a little bit different than other drones that you might be interested in. Obviously, the drone comes in the box. It also comes with a camera and a gimbal, which is really nice. The camera shoots up to 2.8K resolution, I think in 24 frames per second. It'll also do 1080p in 60 frames per second. So that's the mode that I'll probably most likely be using. It's a cool ass stealthy black color, and it's actually pretty small as far as drones go, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And then it also comes with this FlyPro XEagle watch. So this is the sport edition of this drone, and basically the watch, all this drone does is follow mode, guys. So this version, so the watch turns the drone on and off. It helps you take off. Basically, you take off with the drone. This is land the drone. It'll land wherever it is currently hovering, or you can set it to take off land back where it took off. It also has a follow mode, and that's like basically the big thing about this watch, or about this drone, because you can put this watch on and then go do action sports, and that's the whole point of it. And so you can also, so you control everything from this watch. So if you want it facing you, following you from the front, you just put it there. If you want it on the right side, on the left side, behind you, or if you want to do a 360 follow, you just press this button and it'll actually rotate around you at 360 degrees. And then this right here is where you control the height of the drone. So if you want it to go higher, you just put this thing up. If you want it to go lower, you just move this thing down. And so it's really simple to use. Cool. The whole thing's basically hands-free. Yeah, you can take photos there. You can start recording video with it and everything. So everything's done with a watch, which is really, really cool, especially because everything that we do is action sports basically. So running track and field, hiking, surfing, snowboarding. I'm gonna take it out on my motorcycle. So we're gonna do a bunch of stuff with this drone, and we're gonna see how it compares and see how it does basically. So I'm excited to get in this review, and I hope you guys are excited as well. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and commentary over this a little bit here for you guys. Talk about some of the things I liked, some of the things I didn't like. First off, honestly, for a follow drone, it did pretty well following me and keeping track. One thing I didn't like is you see the little drone feet there that always come into the picture. In my opinion, if you're going to be using this for professional footage, you really can't have that kind of stuff. The second thing is the camera itself. There's way too much distortion in my opinion. I don't know if it was a setting we were using or something like that. I didn't get to play with it too much because you will see later that it crashes. But you can just see in the corners there, it's way too fish-eyed, and in my opinion, the quality's nice, the camera, like the picture quality, but it's just too distorted for anything that I would want to use. And so it did a good job out on the bluffs there. We were away from everything. It did a great job of following us. But again, there's a lot of variability, and you can see it doesn't always keep you directly in the center of the frame. So, you know, if you're filming with this, I'd say probably about half of the footage that you get is unusable. And you can see, you know, how it's constantly adjusting, and there you go, I'm just running out of the frame. So it's really hard to set up any kind of shot. You just kind of have to turn it on and let it do its thing and hope that you're going to get usable footage. Like here, that looks awesome, you know, like that's really cool. It's circling around me, it's staying in front of me, and then once I start running here, I mean, that's not usable, and then I just run completely out of the frame. So, you know, sometimes it works better than others, and like I said, which I mentioned later on in the video, if I was going to recommend this drone, I would definitely have to say it'd be better to get like a better model. And you see that how it looks less fisheye when it looks out instead of down. So I'm not sure if there was some sort of setting going on there, but overall it was a fun drone to play around with, and definitely a good like entry-level drone for someone who doesn't know how to fly it. But you don't have control over this model, and actually right here you're going to see the crash coming up. So all I did was tell it to go off to the right hand side of me, and instead it flew all the way around behind me, and you can see me standing there watching it, wondering what's happening, and then it crashed. So as you guys saw in the last clip, unfortunately the drone did not make it through the entire review video. We didn't get to take it surfing on my motorcycle or hiking up in the mountains because it crashed. So one thing I noticed as we were using this, if I was going to recommend this model, you really have to be in wide open spaces. If there's anything around, it's just, there's too much variability with this thing, and especially when you don't have specific control over it, it's just following your watch. Like I said, I was standing here, the drone was in front of me, I moved my watch to put it off to my right, and for some reason it flew all the way behind me, as you saw in the clip, and just ran into the light pole and crashed. And it's like you're just completely, you know, helpless. So they're cool drones, but I would really recommend the higher up models. So this is the Fly Pro Sport. There is a Fly Pro and I think a Fly Pro Advanced, or it might even be Professional, but both of those come with controllers, so you actually can fly it yourself. They still do the follow mode, and I think the most expensive one comes with obstacle avoidance, so it actually has radar that will sense obstacles around it and not run into them. And I think with a follow drone, or even a drone in general, you really need that built in, because if you spend $600,000, $700,000 on a drone and wreck it 2 or 3 days after you get it, kind of sucks. So something to keep in mind. Shout out to Hobby Wow for sending me the drone, and Fly Pro, really appreciate it. Like I said, they're great drones, but be very careful when you're using them. I would step up to the higher models. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more content, leave us your questions, your comments below, we will get to them, and Bummer City. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next one. Peace.
It's crazy sometimes thinking you can own a piece of the world. It's just floating through